So we are live. Hello viewers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am yet again with another episode of Win Life Like a Warrior with you. And as I always keep mentioning that winning life like a warrior doesn't mean that you have to go to the battlefield and fight there. What I mean rather is that you have to fight the demons within you, and those demons are that limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging traits, your negative thoughts, fear of failures. These are some of the limiting beliefs which you have to fight within yourself. And to fight these thoughts, these limiting beliefs, these demons within you, I have a very simple framework. The word is Wheel of Warrior. And the warrior stands for W, where the W means that winning mindset. The second letter A means you have to have an attitude of gratitude. And next letter R is that you have to remove clutter from your life. And the next R is reinvent yourself. Then the next letter I is inspire yourself and inspire others. And next O is always avoid your procrastination. And then finally, the next R is the reap the rewards of time invested. Whatever time you invest, you must reap the reward on that. So that is the framework warrior. And that is why I say that you should win your life like a warrior. In that series with me today is Mrs. Archana Sardana. She is one of the first lady base jumper. She's a skydiver. She's a scuba diver. And she has achieved many laurels in her life by now. And to know more details, let's go back to Mrs. Sardana only. So, Archana, you are welcome to this show, Win Life Like a Warrior.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here, actually.
Yeah, I am also privileged to have you today, and let's have a good conversation so that our viewers get a lot of benefits from that.
Definitely.
So to start with, Archana, I know that you are from J&K and the beautiful valley of Srinagar, where you have been born and brought up. So could you just let us know a little bit about your early bringing up or childhood?
Well, I have been brought up in Srinagar, as you said. I belong to a business class family. My dad was into business, and we are like four. I have three siblings. I was the youngest. And ours has been a business family. So, you know how business families are, luxuries. And the moment you say something, it comes up. You don't have to struggle for anything. So my childhood has been like that. It's just that we were not introduced to adventure that time, but rest of the stuff we were introduced. We used to go around, chutti mein maze karne, everything was there except for adventure. And being the youngest, I was the pampered one. So life has been really, kind and blessed that way.
Yeah. So that's true, that when you are a part of a business family and you are well-to-do, so naturally you are pampered one, and very rarely you think of getting into adventures. But Archana, I know that I have read somewhere that as a child, you always used to watch TV and used to see this people skydiving and all, and then you used to wonder what crazy people are they. And finally, you landed up in that only. So what was that moment of time? Why do you think that these are the crazy people?
I'll tell you, when we were young, as I tell you, it was all luxuries and used to watch TV and stuff. And that time there was a lot of things coming up for as a base jumper. We used to watch, all these adventure, but never had thought about it, how it is. And then whenever it was like, I'm like, wow, why are they doing it? What is there to do so? I mean, what thrills them, Until and unless you have not done it, you don't know how the experience is. So I used to say crazy people, this, that, and never put my mind to, something like that I'll be doing that.
Yeah. So do you remember any incident that point of time as a child when you used to think these crazy people subconsciously somewhere that, yes, probably I might be, means when you look back now, okay, that incident probably I had subconsciously that I will be one day doing something different.
Yeah, I'll tell you a very nice incident. I was crazy. I wanted to join NCC. So I joined NCC, but then again, you have to struggle, you have to go when it's too hot or cold. You have to be there.
Yeah.
And then there was one camp which they took us to for a trekking trip. And I went for that trip, and thereafter I never went for my NCC thing. I said, no, this is not my cup of tea. I cannot do it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there, and that time I realized one thing, that there has to be a push to do these things.
I know.
Once you get that taste, then only you'll make them your passion.
Yes, 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 yes. So I know that Archana, you were very ordinary and homely girl till the time you got married.
I'm
And
still like that.
yeah. But before marriage, you as you all yourself mentioned that you joined the NCC, then went for a trek, and then one camp, and then you said it is not your cup of tea. So rightly so that you never walked even a kilometer before marriage.
Yeah,
But
because there was one more reason. Those business class families have a different mindset.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is like, why do you have to struggle only? And being the youngest, I was the most protective, kid. I have two brothers. So it was like there were restrictions of where to go and where not to go. So those things somehow, they give you a back seat.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
don't want to struggle and get into something which has, its own thing. I mean, which is not acceptable at that point of time.
So, but with this such a long background of maybe around, say, maybe 20, 25 years by the time you got married or so.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the turning point which suddenly pulled you into that absolute adventure? The girl which never walked even 1 kilometer before marriage. And after marriage, she became totally different and got into such a wonderful adventure, which is absolutely adventure. Means it's not only walking, it's a flying, diving, everything. So what was the turning point? We would like to know. My audience would like to know.
Okay, the best part was, I always say ki marriage changes your life, right? And in my case, it changed 360-degree.
Of
I
course.
was like business class. I got married in, service class. My husband, he was in the Navy. He was into adventure. I mean, a submariner with adventure mind, you can make out what he would have been. So
Yeah.
then after that, it was like, when you are newly married, you want to do something, with your husband. That thing is always there,
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to be together. So there was
Yes.
one walkathon, and then walkathon, and my husband was like, you'll not be able to do it. Why do you have to take part? And I was like, no, I'll take part. Let me see where I can go, and how
Yeah.
much I can do. As it is, I had not, walked even a kilometer. So I went, and to my surprise, not to anybody else, but to my surprise, I was able to walk 54 kilometers. Though I took little breaks in between, but then I managed to complete that walkathon. Though I had blisters in my feet and everything was there, but then still, and the kind of joy you get after that is amazing. I mean, none of the luxury things can give you that kind of joy, that you have done something. And I think somewhere that gave my husband some idea that I am able to do it, because once I have that determination that I have to finish it off, I will do it whatever comes up. So he had that idea, and then we went to Darjeeling, just to go around. I did not know that time for what we are going for. And we ended up in HMI, Himalayan Mountaineering Institute, where we did our adventure course for 15 days. Again, I was able to do it very nicely, enjoyed it, came back. And then within a month's time, I went for my basic mountaineering course to HMI only. And thereafter, I finished my advanced course as well from NIM. So this was the starting point. And then one after the other, things came
No
up,
looking,
and
no looking back.
no looking back. Yeah, I can say that, no
So
looking back.
this is what Archana is said, that I remember in academy, one of our instructors used to say, unless you are subjected to, you don't know the potential of your own body. And
Very
that is
true.
what, that is self-awareness. Our company commander used to tell that, that how much of potential you yourself has got, you do not know. You have to subject yourself. And that is what you did, that you went for walkathon, you did complete that 54 kilometer. And another word which I picked up from your statement is that the kind of joy you get after finishing that event is no one's baby.
It's
Means
not,
it
I
is
mean,
unimaginable.
yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine myself that I've done it. So
Yes.
that thing keeps you going also. And as it is determination, yes, I know from the starting, I am determined. If I have to do something, I will do it. It's
Yes.
not that. But this was a completely different field for me.
Yes, yes. So that is the time you realize your self-realization of your capabilities and capacities of your own body. And that's for the good, in fact. In fact, another thing I would like to tell you, that in the academy, when we used to go for exercise, so there's something called Bhadras or Golden Ring. The same thing, where you walk, start somewhere 4 o'clock day prior, and then next day it end up somewhere 10 to 11 o'clock next day. So the whole night and the evening and morning you walk. And by the time you reach back to your destination, you can see your foot, the talwe, you can see the red, the blood is there. And within half an hour, you relax, and then everything gets normal.
Exactly.
Become
That
actually
is
normal.
how it is. Yeah, that
And
is
that is
what
what
it is.
you must have experienced, I'm sure, after that walkathon. That's great. That's great, Archana. And I was always very curious to know that what was that turning point, and which you clarified now. Fantastic. Before getting into this sky and the ocean, I believe, Archana, you were did some mountaineering as well.
Yeah. I started with mountaineering only, no?
Yeah. So can you just tell what all you did as far as that mountaineering part is concerned?
Okay, I did my adventure course first, and then basic. We skill some mountain also from it's in BC Roy in Darjeeling.
Okay.
And then I did NIM advanced course. Thereafter, I was working as a freelancer. I was in Vizag, so with a Delhi company, I was working as a freelancer. For going to mountains and stuff. Take the kids also. That was my passion. This is all, and then I got into other things. So mountaineering took a back seat.
It happens. It happens. And change is the only constant. Change is the
Yeah, and
only.
moreover, when you're doing skydiving, base jumping, or for that matter, diving also, you know how much time it takes. It takes hardly 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But mountaineering takes like too much time. So it was like the patience level came down.
Yeah.
Itna nahi hota hai. I mean, it's just that you're walking and walking.
Yeah.
And and in India, everybody is into mountains and stuff. Everybody, you talk about adventure, they talk about only mountaineering and mountains and all these things.
Yeah. So it's not only that climbing is one part, but before climbing, at least the preparation itself takes 2 to 3
It takes too much time. It takes too much time, actually.
And that is the reason you diversified into.
No, if given a chance, I still go. It's not that. It's just that your priority changes,
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I believe this, Archana, that you have been the first woman base jumper.
I'm the only woman-based jumper.
In India.
In India, yeah.
Only base jumper in women.
I am looking forward to see more. I mean,
I believe
jumpers.
recently I read in the newspaper one signal Jawan.
Javans are there, officers are there. There are
Officer are
3-4 officers are there, but
One-
not the women. Yeah, officers are there.
Yeah. Signal officer. Recently, I read Lieutenant Colonel who has done the base jumping.
Yeah. I know all of them.
Okay.
I mean, there's this guy.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Kamal is there. He's from Air Force. Then
Okay.
Satvinder is from Air Force. So these guys, Air Force, yeah. Satvinder is from Army. So these
Okay.
guys are there. It's
Yeah.
not that they are not there.
Yeah.
There are.
but only base jumper, yes, in India, that is true. So, Archana, like base, you have defined somewhere that is a building, antenna, span, and the earth.
Exactly.
Now, I just would like to know as a layman, because I hardly have any knowledge about these things, and so might be my most of the viewers, that base jump and the skydiving, basically in both cases, if I'm not wrong, you must be using a parachute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it make it different, or how it become more thrilling or adventurous in both cases?
Okay. First, I'll tell you about skydive. In skydiving, you generally dive from like lowest will be 6,000, highest can be 13,000, 14,000. Lowest 6,000 is generally known as static line.
Okay.
So that is there. Otherwise, skydiving is generally done from 13,000, 14,000 feet. It depends. I mean, from 6 to 14, whatever.
Okay.
And in skydiving, you have two parachutes. If something happens with one, if it's not functioning, you can always open the reserve one.
Okay.
And it's from the moving object. Skydiving is from moving object. It cannot be from static. Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas base jumping is from static. Static, low height with one parachute. Because there is no time to open the reserve. I mean, there's no second parachute only.
Yes.
So something goes wrong, you have to deal with it.
So it is more risky and more, adventurous.
Yeah, it is the more riskiest, and adrenaline rush is too much.
Yeah, of course. And I believe you have done two wonderful base jumping. One is in USA, another one is in Malaysia.
I have done 45 base jumps.
Okay, but these two are the permanent.
These two places I have done, like I have done in Salt Lake City, that is Snake Bridge. I've been doing that. And second, I did in Malaysia. One I've done in Jammu, in JNK also. There's one, this bridge, railway bridge near Udhampur.
Okay.
So that only one jump I've done in India also.
What is the minimum height normally for the base jumping, Archana?
Well, that depends. Depends. We have done from 300 feet also. Not 300, 400 feet.
Very less.
Yeah.
It's very less.
But then it is like, okay, you should know what you have to do, basically.
Yeah. Yes. But when you go for this base jump, Archana, especially when you are going abroad, for example, you have done in Utah, that is US, another one in Malaysia, that is the KL Towers. And I would like to know that how difficult it is administratively and taking the permission from the other governments. See, you might be going through all these things.
No, I'll tell you, in Utah and the places like in Malaysia, they have this festival. They have this festival for 4 days where all people from base jumpers from all over the world come and they jump for 4 days. You just have to pay and register yourself. That's it. And in Utah, it's again open. There are a lot of countries where base jump is illegal. They consider it illegal. You cannot jump. There you have to take permissions, or maybe they'll not even give you permission to jump. But Malaysia, 4 days, they can easily go and jump. And Utah, they have this thing, the snake bridge. Yeah. But in India, they hardly give permission.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. That
you know what? I have this dream one day, you jump and you jump somewhere, on the road, and the cops are coming behind, and you just take your parachute and run, I've seen somewhere. And it's like, it's so amazing. At times you feel like, oh my God, it is so amazing. Cops are just, they are running behind you and you're running and, with your parachute. It's amazing.
Another thing which I would like to say that I think in Malaysia, you jump with your national flag.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
And so it must be really a proud moment jumping with your national flag in another country, isn't it?
First, I have done this flag jump in US.
Okay.
Sky Dive. in US. And honestly, the kind of, response and the way you feel proud, that feeling doing something in US is amazing. Amazing. I mean, that gives you, actually, that makes you more proud rather
Absolutely.
than Malaysia doing
Yeah.
it in US.
Yes.
And I remember I used to go to US, and people have very different notion about Indians. They just know the rural Indians,
Yes.
where there is dowry, women are not working, women are
Yeah.
not doing. And I was the only woman that time you used to go there regularly after maybe 4 months, 6 months, 1 year. And they used to be amazed. They used to be like, India has these kind of women also. But then the notion was very different, not a very positive, but
I
it
know.
was more on negative side. And there were some people from India only. They have a different, again, their act or their perception is very different. So
Yeah.
they act like that.
Yeah.
So then when I did this skydive with the Indian flag, that was the time when people came to me, they congratulate me, and moreover, they were like, you know what, it was looking beautiful in here.
Naturally. Naturally.
It
I
was
can
looking beautiful. And that was the proudest moment of my life till
absolutely.
date. Malaysia was, yes, even it was, but then after it was like, the thing is, wherever you can flow, you can, take your Indian flag. That is the
Yeah.
proud moment.
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely. There is
is.
no denying the fact.
Yeah, wherever. And I have done that wherever I've gone, whether it's for skydive, whether it was base jump, whether it was diving under the sea, I have done with my flag. I mean, I've flown my flag. I've
I,
taken to depth also, and I've taken in heights also.
I know. I know. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's really pride for the India. There is no doubt in that. Archana, this brings me a point that when you are doing such things, it's all adventure. Adventure is one part, and whether it is a base jump or whether it is a skydiving, but the fear is a emotion which everybody goes through. Whatever great person you are, but the fear element is always there. Okay, this fear could be of fear of failure. It could be failure of your parachute. It could be failure of your jump itself. It could be fear of your judgment by the people. It could be fear of unknown, or it could be fear of rejection. Many fears always people's mind are there. But the one who succeed is the one who can overcome that fear and take action. What do you think about this aspect of life?
Absolutely. I mean, I know only one thing. When I started, there was fear in my mind, and I went. But then I know one thing, that fear will stay. It will not let you do what you have gone for or what you want to do. It's just that you have to
Do it.
stable your mind. You have to stable your mind, or maybe you have to close your mind. I always say, close your mind and just do it. Because when I'm doing all these things, I detach myself from my family, my kids, and I do it. And if I'm standing on a, if I'm standing and I have to do it, I don't think, I just go and do it. Because I know once you start thinking, you'll not be able to do it.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you. I agree with you.
It's just a mind game.
Yes,
Adventure is totally a mind game.
absolutely, absolutely. There is no denying that fact. There is no
It's
denying, and that is what the courage is, Archana. That any action taken in the presence of fear is that's what is courage. Courage is not opposite of the fear. It is basically you take action when the fear is there. So you detach yourself, you get over the fear, and you do whatever you want to do, whether you jump
You
or
want to do, but then you should be calculative also. See,
absolutely.
if you're doing something, you should know what you have to do. You
Yes,
should accept whatever outcome is.
yes, yes, yes,
See,
yes.
these things are very, very small, but they mean a lot.
What you
You
said
should
is
accept.
yeah.
Yeah.
What you said is calculate means whatever
You
you do should have a calculated risk. The risk.
calculate. See, if you're doing base jumping, there is no calculative risk, to be very honest, because it can be this way or that way. There is no in between.
Yeah.
Skydive is still in between. Yeah, if you are not, if your parachute is not working, I mean, if it doesn't open or it is malfunctioning, you can always, you know, cut off and open the reserve one. But
Yeah.
in base jumping, if it is not working or something goes wrong, you know what it is. You don't have anything in hand, but you should be able to accept it, and
Yeah.
you should know how to handle that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that is in a day-to-day life also. If we are not
Yes.
able to handle things,
Yeah.
they go otherwise, right?
Yeah. And you be ready for that, whatever is the result is. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, whenever I go out for my base jump, I don't even know whether I'll be coming back or no. It's
Yeah.
as simple as that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that is what the adventure is. That is what the adventure is. That
Yeah.
you take a risk, and without the risk, there is no life as such. In fact.
Yeah. I mean, if you tell me if I mean in Delhi, place in
Yeah.
Delhi, a lot of accidents are happening. What is
You are
that?
going for drive again. There is a risk.
You
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, everywhere there's a risk. It's just that you should know your job. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes. And that is where the passion and purpose comes.
Absolutely.
Archana, while doing all this thing, I know that I read somewhere that you have gone through a lot of financial difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
And to the extent that jewelry is a very precious possession of any woman in India. Okay.
Yeah.
And you have gone to the extent of meeting your passion and purpose, that you have sold your jewelry to meet the financial requirement of this adventure sports. And you have overcome that. You have put on stake everything financially. Could you just tell about those moments, those period of life? How did you get over those situations?
I mean, I was never a jewelry person. First and the foremost thing, I was never into it. It was just that. ठीक है पहनना पहना है. My everybody used to say, you don't wear anything. I'm like, I don't have that thing, you know.
I know.
You just wear your jeans and t-shirts and just walk off.
I know.
You're generally of that kind.
I know. I know.
So when it was skydiving, yes, financial issues were there. My husband, I mean, my kids were studying in BCS. They're boarders. They've studied in BCS, and obviously he doesn't have. I mean, there's a limited source of income.
Absolutely.
So then that was the time when it was like, jewelry, let's do it. जब बननी होगी बन जाएगी ना. It's not a big deal. It's just not a big deal. So then I sold it off, and then I was doing my skydiving. I did that, and then eventually I thought skydiving is too expensive.
Yeah.
It is too expensive.
Okay.
And then I switched to, obviously, base jumping was the. My problem is I get bored very easily. Like I want to go to next levels and next thing and next thing. So after skydiving, it was like minimum 200 jumps you require to get into base jump. People don't do even base jump after thousands and thousands of jump. Obviously, the risk factor is more. But then mine was like, enough. Skydiving is one part, whatever you want to do and whenever you want to do it. But let me progress to base jumping. And base jumping is, as compared, it's cheaper than skydives. So that was one part where I could fulfill my passion again. And yeah, monetarily, it was, it was better.
So the viewers, the important thing what Archana has said, that to become a base jumper, first you have to complete the skydiving, 200 number of skydiving.
You have to do, lots of skydiving. Yeah.
You graduate to the base jump only when you have done those skydiving, number of skydiving, and that is more riskier, and that is a basic qualification. And she, Archana said that she always wanted to upscale herself, upgrade herself. Doesn't want to stagnate at one place.
Absolutely. And moreover, every year you keep losing your base jump friends. It's as, as serious as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You keep losing what? I couldn't follow that.
You'll keep losing your base jump friends, because one here and there, and then, But that's okay. But that's a part of life, I guess. No.
Yeah. That's perfect. I read again one thing somewhere, Archana, that while training or practicing something, one point of time you had a mishap of parachute, and that was a accident. But or it was a threatening, life-threatening accident. And normally, in the normal life, even if you had a minor accident of car or bike or something, you don't feel like doing things for next 1 week or 1 month or like that. Okay, whether it is a lady wife or whether it is you yourself, you feel okay. Let's hold on for some time. But I believe you showed up very next day, despite that parachute malfunctioning or mishap. You came back next day, and that is what is the courage I feel is. And so what was that incident or that accident, and where you showed up again? So what made you to show up again?
Okay, I'll tell you, being in adventure, you have to deal with every situation, whether it's skydive, whether it's base jump, whether it's diving, or whether it's mountaineering also.
Yeah.
So I started skydiving only after I had back issues. I told you I had back compression. I was bedridden for 4 months, and then doctor had told me that you cannot even walk or you cannot drive. So don't even think about skydiving. But then again, determination. I took Ayurvedic treatment, and then I went to gym for 15, 20 days. And thereafter, I went to US and did my skydive. That has always been in my mind, that if you have to do something, you have to, you have to make yourself, like that.
Yeah.
Take that decision and do it.
Yes.
And then skydive, it happened. Then in base jumping, it was for 4 days. So I went, and my parachute got entangled with a tree, and I came down with a force and hurt my legs. So I remember I was not even able to walk, and I went to my hotel room, and I was crying there.
Where it was, Archana?
It was in Malaysia.
Oh, and it was during the base jump.
During the base jump.
Oh my
So
God.
I was crying, and then I have a friend. He introduced me to one of his doctor friend. Went there, and then for 3 days I was sitting. Last day again with that leg, I went. It is 4-day event, right?
Okay.
So first day, first jump, I met with this accident, and
Oh.
4th day, I mean, it was like, okay, that was the last day. So I went. I said, okay, fine. Now I don't want to go back home without
Okay.
making even one jump. I
Okay.
went last day, I made couple of jumps, and I came back. Because see, what happens is, once you have met with a fear, with an accident,
Yes.
so that fear is in your mind.
Yeah.
So if you have not, you have to break that, and then you can be,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, then you become what you want to. I mean,
Absolutely.
in the sense, if you get that fear, I mean, if I wouldn't have jumped that time, then I didn't know when is the next time when I'm going to jump.
Absolutely.
And that thing would have been in my mind.
Yes. Subconsciously would have been.
Subconsciously or consciously also, it would have been in my mind.
Yes.
So I never wanted to come back like that. So I went, I made a jump, and then I was satisfied. I came back after that.
That's fantastic. That's really creditable. That and that is the only way to achieve something. That's the only way. Otherwise, you get stuck means you get stuck.
See, once you are into adventure, you know what you're getting into.
Yes.
So
yes.
accept it that way.
Yes. 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 In fact, you must have seen most of the time, like in the Air Force also, whenever there is some aircraft accident, okay, very next day, very senior officers up to the level of Air Marshal and all, they fly the same aircraft just to instill the confidence that there is nothing wrong with the machine.
Exactly.
So you should not have that fear. And I have seen this happens every time because they will fly the same machine by any senior most person, so that the junior people also have a feeling that yes, when he can do it, we can also do it, and there is no fear there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is what is there. So after this skydiving and the base jumping, Archana, you moved on to another exploration of the universe, that is the sea. So from the earth to even to the sky to the again to the sea, and that is the scuba diving.
Yeah.
Okay. How this changeover came into mind? Was there your husband, mariner, was the force behind that?
My kids were there like that time. They were like 8 and 10-year-old, and I learned swimming with my kids. Let me tell you
Oh,
that. So
oh,
we went to Port Blair. We thought we'll just go and do a small, this diving course and come back. So we did. We went and we did, and somehow I was able to do it. But initially I was scared of sea, because what
understood.
happens is, see, where does this fear come from?
Yeah, yeah.
It
See,
comes from, it is just illusions, it is just overthinking. We
yes,
don't know something, and if we
yes,
start thinking about it, we can, we can make it like we have. I used to think that when you go to the sea and you go down, it will be dark, it will be this. These are all illusions,
yeah, 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 yeah.
illusions. We don't know about the thing, but then we have to create something with our mind and then
Make
get scared.
make mountain out of molehill.
Exactly. And
Mm,
then get scared and
mm,
then have that fear in our mind about that thing.
yes,
So I used to sit and I used to, like, I remember we used to have 4 day course. I mean, we were doing open water, and first day when we went, my kids were excited because kids don't have fear in their mind,
naturally.
right? Because they don't think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was sitting inside I mean, I was sitting just across the sea, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to go inside, I have to do. And again, that skydiving thing and everything was coming. I mean, it was repeating kind of. So then we went, and I was able to do my open water that time, and it all went off very well. And I found it very, very comfortable inside the sea. I mean, the most comfortable thing till date. So after that, my kids were doing it, and then my kids wanted to learn, and we have the one Norwegian instructor for them. You know,
Okay. Okay.
so this guy was not able. I mean, see, Indian teachers and foreigners are different. Being Indian children and foreigners children, there's a lot of difference. We know Indian children's, right? So this Norwegian, he was teaching my son, and he was not able to explain it to him how, these dives are done, how to go down. Every time he had to repeat his dive. And eventually I asked him, I said, what is the matter? Why are you not able to do it? So he said, Mom, I'm not able to, even I have this my ears are paining. So then I told him, I understood his problem, and I told him how to go down, and he was able to do that time. And this Norwegian instructor, he did not know how to explain also, and he was very rude. That was the time when I thought of, for that matter, me and my husband thought, why not we get into diving and give this exposure to kids,
Oh,
school, or whoever it is, and whoever is not able to go to the sea. Not everybody can afford to go there. So that is the time when we opened our scuba diving academy here, and now we deal with kids, and that's amazing.
so when you learned this swimming and this thing, you were posted in Port Blair. Husband was posted there.
No. My husband was from submarine, so we just had two posting: Vishakhapatnam and Bombay, and
Okay.
the last one was Delhi.
Okay. 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 So, viewers, you see the few important thing which Archana has brought out is that the fear is just because of overthinking, whatever kind of fear it is, whether it is a fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of unknown. And what she mentioned is the fear of unknown, because you don't know the thing, what is it all about, and that's why you start calculating, thinking, overthinking, and then
Exact.
making the mountain out of the molehill, and that's become the big thing. And the very important thing about the fear, Archana, is that the more you give time to the fear, the bigger it becomes.
You have to, yeah, you have to break that
Earlier you
fear.
attempt, earlier you attack to the fear, or you take action in the presence of fear, lesser it will become. And the fear is nothing but a false evidence appearing real.
Exact.
So 95% of time, fear never comes true.
And
95.
I'll mention one more thing.
Yeah.
When kids are there, they don't know what fear is.
Yes.
I have seen parents putting their fear in their kids' mind. which
Absolutely.
I always tell parents, don't do it. Let them experience. If they are with the professionals, let them experience.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because you are like, you have lived your life, but then they have a long way to go. So why are you putting restrictions on them? Let them live their life. And we all have one life. That's what I
and
say.
because as you grow in the life, the limiting beliefs start setting in.
Exactly.
And those beliefs parents start putting on their children.
Exactly.
And
वो समुद्र में नहीं जाना, डूब जाओगे. How is it possible? You are there, you know it.
yes, yes, yes. And that is what there's all things, whether limiting beliefs, fear, everything is all connected, and that's why the people say, if you want to live happier and better and longer, be a child.
Exactly. The child inside you
Yes.
should not die.
Yes,
Should be there.
yes, the child should always remain within you, and then only you can enjoy your life.
Exactly.
So Archana, I read it somewhere that you did the same thing what you did with the skydiving, that you flown with the flag of Indian flag, and the same you did with the scuba diving, that you took the Indian flag and unfurled it 30 meters inside the sea.
Yeah.
Again, it must be a very proud moment for you and the Indian as such. So what was that incident and that situation?
It was, I think, 26th January, something was there.
Neil Island. You did
Neil
it.
Island, yeah. We went to Neil Island, and as it is, I till date, I have so many flags lying with me. And I was brand ambassador for Flag Foundation of India. So I used to get flags from them. So we went to Neil Island and we thought, let's do something
Different.
again, yeah, it has to be different. I told you I get bored. So everything has to be different. So then we took this flag, and it was a huge flag, not easy to carry down. But then me and my husband did that.
Oh.
So we were like, okay, because in 30 meters, yeah, things are not the same. So, yeah, but then it was again a proud moment.
Yeah, 30-meter column of water. What kind of pressure?
Yeah. Pressure is too much. 30 meters is like, pressure is too much.
Yes.
So you have to see yourself also. And what happened was the flags become heavy also.
Yes.
Heavy.
Yes.
So it's not easy to hold them.
Yeah.
But then it's okay. It was fun.
Yeah. Literally, it means in adventure, so long as you are doing with the fun, you are enjoying, and you do you be successful. The moment you start taking as a pain, then you won't be able to do, or you won't be able to enjoy
I
it.
always say create good memories, because once you look back, you should have something to talk about.
Yes. Why not?
Always make good memories.
Absolutely. I like that. So Archana, you are now a trained scuba diver instructor as well. Okay. And there is something which you have opened it, that is the Disabled Divers International.
Yeah.
This is your academy. What is that actually, Disabled
So
Diver?
what happens is this is the people with disabilities. They can also dive.
Okay.
So I went to Dubai. I did a course. This guy, the one who does this, he himself has one leg. I mean, he cannot walk.
Oh.
So he conducts the course.
Okay.
So we did it from them, and then after that, we did one camp in Mohali.
Okay.
Where there were like I think 30 disabled people with back injuries, and so we did that. And I mean, it is one moment where you are like, normal people are coming and they are doing it. It's one thing. But once these guys have done it, the kind of confidence, the kind of, happiness you see on their face, it is amazing. I mean, they get second life.
Yes.
These people who are disabled.
Yes.
They have met with an accident. Their self-confidence goes for a toss.
I know.
they cannot talk. So for them to conduct these kind of activities is, giving second life
Yes, it's,
to
it's,
them.
it's a life-changing moment for
It
them.
is a life changing, and you're giving them something, that confidence back, which
Yes,
they've already lost.
yes.
So
I
that
agree.
I do. I have done some kids also. So yeah, this is one thing which I love doing.
Yeah. And that's it. You are having an academy where you wanted to make India's bravest by exposing them to the scuba
Absolutely.
diving. Yeah,
Yes.
that is your mission. Probably you are following right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, if you wanted to learn that scuba diving, she's the perfect instructor for that. Okay.
You can come
Uh,
anytime. Everybody is welcome. And
yeah.
I am telling you one thing, scuba diving is one thing which I would tell each and every person to do it. It gives
I,
you so much pleasure. It gives you so much fun. It
I,
is it is one it gives you, it's a package of happiness, fun. You are exploring different different aspect of life. I mean, it's just out of the world.
in fact, Archana, I tell you, for last 2 years,
Mhm.
once we missed going to the Andaman Nicobar because of this pandemic. This time again, we booked it, we paid it, okay, to IRCTC, and first it was supposed to go on 3rd March. Then they said, no, we are postponing because there is not adequate subscription. So they made it 21st March. And 21st March, before 21st March, they come back and say that the runway there has been closed because of some repairs. So the flight is cancelled.
Oh.
And both the time we could not make it. And my daughter is very keen to do this.
So you're welcome. Come here and you can do it. Yeah. We have an amazing pool here.
So, but you sometimes take them to the sea also?
Yeah, I do take groups to see.
Okay.
I mean, generally I take them outside India only.
Okay.
So their kids really enjoy it.
Okay.
I mean,
Perfect.
generally it's like boarders, school boarding kids, where they always come and tell me, ma'am, we want to go out. We don't want to go anywhere in India. I'm like, okay, let's go out.
Naturally, going out is always welcome.
Yeah. And then they have limited time actually.
I was just going through, Archana, that your another wish, which is very, very exciting wish, that one day you want to skydive on the Everest.
Yeah, I
And
had gone.
even thinking of that makes you shiver that yes, somebody can think of that. And that is what the dream is. And the dreaming is like that only. And unless you dream, it doesn't come true. And I'm
Exactly.
sure you are dreaming, it will come true. So what is that idea? And have you started working on that? I would like to know that.
I had gone, in fact, I had gone there, I mean, to Nepal, and it's just that I did not have that time. I didn't have that kind of cash where you have to pay them. So I saw them doing it, but I could not do it. So I had to come back. Yeah, one day I will.
But people are doing it, this?
Not this alone, but then yeah, there was couple. I mean, people are doing it's just. I mean, if you have to do solo, then you have to do yourself.
Yeah.
It's not that you'll be diving with somebody. Yeah, as a profession, they are doing it.
Okay.
Some people
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I mean, it's
So,
just that they jump, they bypass Everest. It's not that they jump from Everest or on Everest. I want to
okay.
clarify that they
Okay.
bypass Everest.
Oh, so they come bypassing Everest, they come down.
Yeah. They
Okay.
come down.
Okay. So they don't touch on the Everest.
No. You can't do that.
Because if you, that's what my doubt was. Because if you land on the Everest, then how do you come down? That is another
Exactly.
exercise by
No.
itself.
You just bypass Everest.
Okay, you just buy. So that is skydiving Everest. Okay.
Exactly.
That's why I kept this question to ask you. My
Yeah, a lot of people have this thing. Oh, Everest pe karte, Everest pe. No, you have to bypass Everest.
So you keep
Jumping.
coming down while watching the Everest, and
Yeah.
then So that is that itself must be very thrilling.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's nice. Yeah.
there must be the extremely thrilling experience. I can understand
Exactly.
that. So guys, that is the viewers Archana's dream of one day do the skydiving, where she will be passing through the Everest or along the Everest and watching that from the top. How beautiful experience this could be. And I wish her all the best that one day we will see that happening.
Yeah, and there are a lot of things.
Yeah.
New things have cropped up, go everywhere and skydive and do all these things. Yeah, every day. I mean, it seems as if I'm just starting again,
Okay.
It's just that.
Really beautiful, really beautiful. I believe, Archana, that your both the son is also a good scuba divers, national record holders. Okay.
They are into scuba diving. They were into ice hockey. They were into unicycle.
Okay. Unicycle means single wheel.
Yeah, single, and then they were into football and stuff.
Okay. So what is exactly they want to follow it? Do they want to follow like your passion, or they are?
See, they want to, they are passionate about adventure, but at the same time, they are passionate about their own stuff also. Like my elder one, he's in Australia, he's doing it there. My younger one, he's just joined NDA this year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
and at the same time, they are into adventure. So whenever they are with me, we are into some adventure thing only.
Okay.
And to my surprise, there are kids who are like, who just go out and they want to enjoy when they go with parents. Our families, as such, we don't go to a place where there's no adventure. It becomes so boring for us.
I know.
Sightseeing is like, why? What? I've been to US and everywhere, but I've not seen anything, because sightseeing for me is like nothing. It's so boring. Until and unless there is no adventure, there is no life. There is no fun.
I know. I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you. The least I do it wherever I go is the trekking. That is.
Yeah. At least you're doing something, right?
Yeah.
There has to be something.
So, Archana, with this background, what would you like to give few advice to the youth of our India as far as this adventure of whether scuba diving or skydiving is concerned?
First of all, open your mind.
Yes.
Open your mind, because until and unless you don't open your mind, you'll not be able to even know what do you want to do,
And what you are.
and what you are, of course.
Yeah.
Secondly, what you are, until and unless you will not do it, you will not come to know what are your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the thing is, at least try once.
Yes.
You like it, continue. You don't like it, at least you have an experience.
Yes.
So these are the main things. We have one life. Just live to the fullest.
I agree.
And fear is just a word. It's just a mind game.
Yes.
Just try.
Yes.
And you will achieve it. That is for sure.
So much, Archana. And the viewers, the last lesson, what profound lesson Archana has given you is that it is one life, and try something new, try differently. And unless you try, you won't know that your strength and weaknesses. And that is what the life is. And as she said, that once you like something, continue in that. And if you don't, then try something different.
It's an experience, at least you are carrying that experience.
And never have a fear of failure, because unless you try, how do you know that you can win that? And
sometimes failures are good to keep you grounded. That's a must at times.
No, all the time, Archana, failures are must, because failure only teaches you how to live life.
Exactly. It keeps you grounded, and it keeps you, you have to work hard. Something is lacking.
Yes. And let me tell you, viewers, the far end of the failure is the success.
Exactly.
This is the failure, then the far end of the failure. You know, the Archimedes failed 10,000 times. Okay. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times. I stand corrected. Before he come out with the bulb. 10,000 times. And he never bothered. He says, still he is learning. And that is what the failure means. So never be afraid of being failure. Do something different. Do something new. Learn something new. And that is what the message from Archana. So thank you so much, Archana. It's a profound teaching from you. And I'm sure that my viewers must have taken a lot of new learning, a lot of new messages from you, and really grateful to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.